ये कहानी अब खत्म होने वाली है जैसे हमने सोचा वैसे नहीं।
Who you talking to, you freak?
What's up guys? Cine Critique here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new Bollywood crime thriller on Netflix. It's called Mrs. Serial Killer. I don't usually review Bollywood movies, but I'm a pretty big fan of Manoj Bajpayee, and with the film landscape in America being pretty damn dry at the moment, right now is as good a time as any to dip my toe in some international waters and review this film. So Mrs. Serial Killer tells the story of how far we're willing to go for the ones we love. When her husband is framed and imprisoned for a series of murders, a loyal wife decides to perform copycat murders that look exactly like the accused serial killers in order to prove that her husband is innocent. Mrs. Serial Killer stars Jacqueline Fernandez. She's mostly known for her modeling work in Sri Lanka, where she won Miss Universe back in 2006, but since then she's been in a bunch of commercially successful movies like Kick, Race 2, and Houseful 3. Those movies have all had her in a supporting role, but here in Mrs. Serial Killer she's carrying most of the movie on her back. Her character plays this wife named Sona who is trying to get her husband out of jail, but instead of trying to find the actual killer who committed these crimes, she decides to do it herself. Throughout the movie, her hidden ulterior motives are revealed as we're introduced to Detective Shahid, played by Mohit Raina, who becomes entangled in Sona's dangerous web of lies and murder. As the movie goes on, you see the detective fall deeper and deeper in this investigation, but this investigation and his feelings for this woman complicates matters. I found this movie to be quite entertaining with some real fun moments of suspense, although there are points in this movie that gets pretty convoluted and contrived. Jacqueline Fernandez as a serial killer, I just didn't buy it. I feel like Jacqueline Fernandez is a good actress for fluff movies like Kick or Race 2, but in a movie like this where she has to get in the mind of a psychotic killer and carry the movie, I think she could have done better. The film is beautifully shot and choreographed at least, so shout out to director Sharish Khandar for writing and directing this film, as well as his wife Farah Khan for producing the movie. I need a sugar mama like that.
ये कहानी अब खत्म होने वाली है जैसे हमने सोचा वैसे नहीं।
Who you talking to, you freak?
I was disappointed in how little Manoj Bajpayee was in this movie, especially considering he was the biggest reason why I checked this movie out in the first place. Manoj Bajpayee does a great job convincing the audience of the innocence his character has. He really does kill this role like every role he's been in. If you haven't seen Love Sonia, I highly recommend it, but here his character really doesn't have much to do as he's stuck in prison for most of the movie. If you're going to advertise a movie with Manoj Bajpayee in it, I want a movie with Manoj Bajpayee in it, not what I felt like was a glorified cameo. This movie follows all the usual beats we see in a psychotic thriller. I just wish this movie was a little bit more psychological. There are a few twists Sharish Khandar throws in there to surprise the audience, but none of them really make sense considering everything we see happen leading up to the twist. This was a very by the numbers movie, and I don't really feel like it added anything fresh to this already stale genre. This movie wasn't a bad movie, it definitely has its crime thriller cliches, and even though Jacqueline Fernandez gets a bad rap by movie fans, she was okay here. This is a solid 6.4 out of 10 for me guys. Yes, I am grading on a Netflix scale, but it's one I'd recommend to you if you're looking for a little guilty pleasure on a Sunday afternoon. But alright guys, that's my review of Mrs. Serial Killer. Let me know what you think of Mrs. Serial Killer in the comments below. I'm not planning on reviewing many Bollywood films in the future, but depending on how things go with this video, I may reconsider. So if you'd like me to continue doing these reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to let me know how you feel. And remember, whether you're in the United States or in India, stories may fade, but real legends never die.